Can I trust you with my heart? In a vulnerable state, tears can spring to your eyes as you tap into the deeper meaning of what that means for you and the fear that lives behind those words. This is the Heal Your Love Wounds podcast, and I am your host, Iris Sirianni. For people who have experienced a lot of heartbreak and pain, they have a hard time trusting other people, being vulnerable, and opening up and letting others in. This is not just in romantic sense either. It also applies to any relationship. They either avoid relationships altogether or they go into relationships with their heart closed. And in this episode, we explore what "Can I trust you with my heart?" might mean for you. I hope you enjoy this episode. When you think of love, do you think of the indescribable feeling you have for a pet or a child? Or do you think about what another person needs to look like, to act like, or be like before you even let them get anywhere close to your heart? For those hurt by love over and over again, it's easy to have built a fortress around their heart, and rightly so. No one wants to feel that undescribable dark cloud and pain of losing love, that fierce feeling of being disconnected from the very essence of who we are, which is love. We learn to love with conditions, judgments, and labels. Labels about who we are and labels about who other people are. This is loving from a place of fear, and it creates separation. The more heartbreak we experience in life and lose sight of our inability to forgive ourselves and others, the more closed off we become from our ability to love wild and free, like that feeling of love we have for our pets and our children. We forget the frequency of our own heart and how that is what connects us to the heart of another. Each one of the heartbreaks and disappointments we experience cause us to protect our heart, and yet the essence that lives within us knows that we cannot be separate from it either. That's why so many people are out there looking for love. People say that relationships are hard, and maybe they are, but maybe not for the reasons we believe them to be hard. Maybe they're hard and disappointing because we have placed so many conditions and expectations about what love should be that we break our own heart. If we don't connect from the heart, then how are we connecting with others? Do we connect to what someone can give us? Do we connect with someone's potential? Do we connect with how someone can take care of us? Do we connect with someone because of how they look or what they have? Do we connect with someone because it's better than being alone? These are expectations disguised as love, and it denies us the true experience of what the frequency of love really is. And if we take away all of the expectation, what's left? As I look at my own experiences with love, loss, and hurt, I wondered if there was a part of me that would ever be willing to be vulnerable and allow myself to connect to the heart of another. Could the same be true for you? My last relationship really meant a lot to me. The love I had for him meant a lot to me. Things were not working out, and as difficult as it was, I chose to leave that relationship. And just because we choose to end a relationship doesn't mean we aren't hurting. We all need time to reflect, to forgive, to heal, and come to know who we are at a much deeper level. The work brings up a lifetime of hurt and disappointment. The experiences were hard to go through. The healing was hard to go through too. But I wouldn't trade a heartbeat because it has allowed me to forgive myself, forgive him, forgive every past relationship I've ever had, and to also forgive a family member that caused me a heartbreak at a very young age. Forgiveness is key because forgiveness releases us from the karma, and once we do, we no longer need to repeat the same lessons. But that doesn't mean that fear doesn't bubble up to the surface when there's an opportunity to love again. New love will come around again, and the experience of it will either be the same or it'll be new. When you come from that place of being ready to connect with someone new, what can happen is that there will be people who show up in your life that match the frequency of your readiness and the healing you've done. And there will also be people who are very familiar to the ones that you used to date. This reminds me of a scene from Eat, Pray, Love. Julia Roberts took a year off after leaving her marriage to find herself. During her travel, she went to Bali. And while she was there, she went to a party and met a man she was very attracted to. They left the party and they went to the beach for a late night swim. And as he was stripping down naked, she quickly realized something, and so she started laughing, likely to herself. And she said, "I dated you in college, I can't do this." And then she ran off the beach. She didn't need to experience someone that she had already experienced years ago. By this point in her journey to find herself again, she was starting to feel better, and she was well on her way to forgiving herself for leaving her marriage. She also met another man in Bali who accidentally ran her off the road on her bicycle. He liked her and was persistent in wanting to spend time with her. And as they got to know each other, their connection grew, and their like for each other started blossoming into love. Both were hurt in their past. Both had to heal. Both were scared to love again, but he was more open to taking the leap of faith. She resisted his openness and vulnerability, and she pushed him away. And she resisted because her fear started bubbling up to the surface. In case you haven't seen the show, I won't tell you what happened, but it really describes beautifully the fear of someone new showing up into your life, and also recognizing the ones that were part of your karmic past. When both of these people show up, it's very interesting to observe what's going on, because you will hear things said that cause you to back away from that person, or things that are said that cause you to lean into what they're saying because something they say is in resonance with who you are today and it feels good to you. And you also notice when their openness scares you and causes you to back away. Their openness and vulnerability scares you, and likely because it's just showing you to be open with your heart. And perhaps what we are unconsciously asking them is, can I trust you with my heart? But what if the question isn't, can I trust you with my heart? Maybe the question is, can I trust myself with my own heart? Can I remain open to seeing who the other person is, without judgment, without criticism, without making a finite decision about whether that person is or is not right for me? Can I remain open to the experience and allow them to show me who they are? And can I remain open to filtering through what is being said and what they are showing me so I can discover if there's congruency between their words and their actions? Can I trust you with my heart? Can I trust myself with my own heart? Can I trust my intuition to take all of my past experiences and notice the ones who show up that look like the ones I used to date and not ignore the red flags? Can I trust myself to feel a connection and notice my fears, lean into my fears, and allow myself to feel the fear but remain curious about who this other person is, without giving my body away before my heart has made a connection? Can I trust you with my heart? Can I trust myself with my own heart? Can I trust myself to take whatever time I need to feel comfortable with another person, to share the more intimate parts of who we are? Can I remain open to the experience? Can I be with every thought, feeling, and emotion that comes up and take my time getting to know someone? Can I trust you with my heart? Can I trust myself with my own heart? Can I take a breath when the fear starts to bubble up to the surface so I can remain open to the flow of love instead of the resistance of fear? It may be like the indescribable feeling we have for our pets or a child, and how love flows freely and effortlessly without putting any definition or terms around the love. Maybe relationships aren't as hard as we think they are. Maybe by trusting in yourself, you create the space for each other to be who each other are, without condition and without judgment. Freedom and space to be loved and to be accepted. Maybe by trusting yourself with your own heart, you will allow someone to love you for who you are. I hope you find this slightly poetic episode helpful. My work is helping women heal the pain from their past and reconnect with who they truly are so they feel free to love. If you would like to know more about me and my work, please visit my website at irissirianni.com. Subscribe to my newsletter if you like, or you can connect with me on Instagram at irissirianni. And until the next episode, be you, be brave, forgive yourself and others, live big, trust yourself, make the tough decisions even though it may break your heart. Trust that what and who leaves your life is meant to leave. Have faith that the space that's left will be filled with new experiences and opportunities that expand your heart and your life.